This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by 日本語を話しますか?日本語を話しません.
Hello, how are you?
More news regarding that controversial expulsion of an anti-drug war cop from an anti-drug war group. First, some background on the group and its leadership.
I'm a retired New Jersey State Police Detective Lieutenant.
This is Jack Cole. He's an acquaintance. Once gave me a ride, always seemed supportive of my liberty efforts at the New Hampshire State House. He's also director of LEAP, Law Enforcement Against Prohibition, and a man under fire from liberty activists. That's because he and his board have just expelled a pro-liberty New Hampshire cop from the organization, from LEAP. The cop's name is Brad Jardis. His transgression? Being a member of Law Enforcement Against Prohibition who actually walks the walk. Jardis has pledged he'll disobey any order to arrest a person over medical marijuana use. That sparked this terse letter from Cole around January 23rd. Quote, Dear Bradley Jardis, I have tried but am unable to reach you by telephone. It has come to LEAP's attention from the below blog entry that you have chosen to violate the oath you took on joining the police department to enforce all the laws of the federal and state governments in which your police department has jurisdiction. And worse, you are calling on other law enforcement officials to violate their oath of office. This is the opposite of what LEAP requires of our representatives. We have always said that we will in no way ask that any law enforcer decline to do his or her duty by refusing to enforce the laws as they are currently recorded. That would be unethical and wrong. What we do call on them for is to take action on their off-duty time to help us change those laws. Because you have so blatantly stepped over that line, your actions have caused people to lose respect for our organization, which leads to a loss of our credibility within the public. The media and the policymakers, the very people whom we are trying to convince to change these laws. The Executive Board of Law Enforcement Against Prohibition was made aware of your actions in their January 22nd, 2010 board meeting. They were unanimous in their decision that you must no longer represent law enforcement against prohibition while espousing this belief. As Executive Director of LEAP, I therefore am notifying you that effective immediately you are to stop referring to yourself as a speaker for or member of LEAP in your publications, interviews, and public or private addresses. Sincerely, Jack A. Cole, Executive Director, Law Enforcement Against Prohibition. Unquote. So, here would be my questions, and maybe you viewers can provide answers in the comment section. Did Brad Jardis take an oath to enforce all laws all the time? How does an Epping cop's oath read? Are there any cops living in America who enforce all the laws? Is it humanly possible to do that with an estimated 100,000 pages of laws on the books? Is there a LEAP provision that requires the expulsion of cops who don't enforce all laws? If he enforced the medical marijuana law, would that even be consistent with his oath to the New Hampshire Constitution? He says it isn't. Later in this report, I'll get to some of Jack's answers. But anyway, LEAP does have the right to expel or include whoever it wants, I guess. But that doesn't always make it the wise or moral approach. It doesn't make it consistent. When you fire or expel a person, the way you do it also says more than the fact that you're doing it. If the LEAP bylaws mandate Cole must expel Jardis, and Cole has pledged to follow the bylaws, then okay, his hands are tied, but no need for ruffled officialdom. Yes, this was an email between Jardis and Cole. It was not like Cole was trying to humiliate Jardis publicly in the letter, but why get so huffy over a guy following his conscience and essentially just doing nothing in place of doing harm? Apparently, Jack is addressing that very question in an internet post that went out on January 25th. Here's what he had to say there. Quote, Many police officers daily exercise personal discretion in accordance with their beliefs about the fatally flawed drug laws, particularly in cases of medical cannabis patients who deserve compassion, not arrest. But Bradley Jardis was not exercising personal private discretion when he circulated over the internet a statement announcing his intent to violate his oath of office